You see all the van life photos, you watch all the van tours, but do you wonder what this nomadic lifestyle is all about? Are you curious about life on the road? Social media calls it #vanlife. We call it home. I'll ask 10 questions to get you the stories that you want to hear from the people who live, work, and travel and adventure in this nomadic lifestyle. Welcome to Life on the Road. You ready?
Game time.
Rolling. Game time?
Woo!
I'm ready to go. Welcome to another episode of Life on the Road, where I ask 10 questions to get you the stories that you want to hear from their life on the road. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
What's up, Chad?
I am so excited for this episode. This, obviously, I don't know. I mean, how do I even describe? Where do I even start? Like, you guys have such a presence in the nomadic community, and to have you guys on the show and to have this conversation we're about to have, I am so grateful. So, yes.
We're happy to be here.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun.
This has been amazing. So,
people a little inside view.
We are a little kind of insight into where we're at. We're in Buena Vista, Colorado. Randomly on my cousin's property, which is a crazy fun story in amongst itself. Yeah. You guys randomly met my aunt and uncle and my cousin
just last week through a mutual friend that we met 3 years ago in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, in the most northern part of the country you can get.
Yeah, like you're basically on the Canadian border.
Yeah, you are.
In Michigan.
At the very tip.
3 years ago, you met this person who knows my cousin's wife, and then you guys break down
right over there
and come here, and then you post on Instagram, "Hey Chad, we just met your family.
I just met your Uncle Chad.
Just met your Uncle Chad." Very, very random. And so I came to Colorado, and here we are. We've been hanging out for 2-3 days.
Yeah,
Love it.
Really fun.
It's been amazing, and got a chance to see the new box, and we will talk all about it.
Not too many people have seen it.
Yep, you're getting kind of a first look, a little bit, a little preview. But we're staring at this incredible view here in BV, and we've had like a pretty fun couple days.
Yeah, not a bad place to break down. I mean, it could be so much worse. We could be stuck outside of Vegas or
exactly.
anywhere else.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, and we'll get to the rig issues and all those types of things.
Oh, yeah.
So, as we always start the show, please tell us who you are, where you're from, and how long you've been on the road.
All right. I'm Marina Aguilera. I have been on the road for 3.5 years now, and I'm originally born in Texas, raised in Michigan, and been out west the entire time, and it's pretty much held us here. It's been amazing.
Yes, west is the best.
I'm Mark. I'm originally from Wisconsin, but we've been loving the West, and it's really hard to go back. We have lots of family and friends, but it just feels right out here. Yeah. Everything, this part of the country and beyond, is just home. Yeah,
and when you're nomadic, like, you know, it's so much easier to travel and live in the western half than the eastern half. Yeah. We've talked a lot about that on this show.
BLM.
BLM, exactly. BLM, Forest Service. Yeah, exactly. How long did you say you've been on the road?
About 3.5 years.
Yeah,
3.5 years
now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then, of course, it's the Wander Box. We'll put it right here.
Hello.
Exactly. We'll put it right here in the show.
If you didn't know.
Yeah. John always loves. He's like, Chad, we'll put it right here, and we present it to you. Yes. If you didn't know, yes, check out their Instagram. It's insane. We'll get into it a little bit, but yeah, what this box does and is and has been for the nomadic community is pretty insane. So you guys we
love our community so much.
Let's learn about y'all's life on the road. Question 1, what was the beginning moment, cause, or inspiration to live your life on the road?
Okay. So I'm going to go back to like 2015, 16, when I started researching tiny homes and Pinterest. I got addicted to tiny homes, but you need a truck, you need a giant $10,000 trailer, and then you can start building. Not going to happen. I don't have the money for that. And then I just stumbled upon some guy who had a Sprinter, and he was nobody famous. He was just in a parking lot, and I looked at his build, and it just went, ding.
Yeah, I can do that.
I can do that. And then I started researching for Sprinters, got even more addicted to Pinterest, and it was a problem.
I like that Pinterest was your medium.
Oh, dude, people give me crap all the time. Like, Pinterest is for girls. Like, no. Pinterest is the shit.
Pinterest is for research.
Yeah. Pinterest is amazing.
Yeah.
And I have just thousands of pins saved of vans and tiny homes and all kinds of builds.
For sure.
But after seeing his, I was hooked. And so I'm searching on Marketplace and Craigslist across the country, looking for Sprinters, doing every bit of research that I can. And I came to the conclusion that the T1N Sprinter, 2004 to 2006, is the best.
Yeah.
And so then I'm starting to search everywhere because I wanted that 20 mile per gallon. And I wanted to have the space in my house and something that I can tinker on and work on that didn't have too many electronics. And I found one. I found one in South Haven, Michigan. Talked to the guy. He was stoked that I was going to live in it. It needed a new transmission. Okay. I was able to find a transmission.
And it began.
I love that you just laughed.
I didn't even
here we go.
Yeah, it
That's
needed a transmission.
the start of it all.
The start, and here we are.
Exactly.
I happened to find one literally down the street from me in Madison, Wisconsin, where I was living at the time.
Right.
And so I got that transmission.
Okay, hold on one second. I'm going to make you pause real fast.
Oh, yeah.
And this is super van lifey, super funny, and my, like, horrible, like, terror. I stopped recording.
Let me see if the battery's rolling.
No, battery's rolling. I stopped recording when I walked over to say hi to Steve and Meg, and I want to make sure I hit the record button again.
Good call.
Which I am. Okay. It's been
I know that feeling.
Oh my God, you have no idea. Like, and it's been the worst ever recently, like with shows. Obviously, John and Carly are my problem children. It took 4.
Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to John and Carly. It took 4 attempts to get theirs filmed,
dude.
And like Josiah's, I haven't filmed because
Josiah overall, you know.
Yeah.
But no, it was completely my fault. Nothing he did. Like I've had. Okay, we are recording. We are good.
I have a story about this though.
Okay.
This just happened to me last weekend. I had to fly back to Wisconsin to go film a wedding for a good friend of mine.
Oh, Jesus.
And he ordered one of our highest packages, which includes full ceremony, everything. The only thing it doesn't include is full speeches.
Okay.
But you want the speeches because that's good audio.
Sure.
About halfway through the speeches, I'm running back and forth from camera to audio recorder, looking, adjusting levels because the volumes are different. And then I get there and I look at the Zoom, which is the recorder, and you have to hit the button once and it starts flashing, and then you have to hit it again.
Oh no, to get it to actual record.
Yeah, I hit it once.
And it was flashing.
It was flashing, and I went...
It wasn't recording.
Oh, click. Oh, no. So he doesn't have full speeches, but I had a shotgun mic on. I think it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Just like...
It's the worst as a videographer, filmmaker, photographer, like missing or like screwing up in those moments that you can't get back.
Technology.
It's so fucking defeating. It's the worst. Like you try so hard to plan and make every effort and all the things, and then certain things like that.
And it's hard when it's just you and you've got 3 cameras running, so you're checking each camera, moving angles, because when people give speeches, they don't stand still.
They're walking.
They're running around stop. Back to the audio recorder. Back to here. Back to here. Back to the audio recorder. Anyway,
I get it.
We got that.
All right, so 2016, 17. When did you start? Did you purchase the T1N?
So, I talked with this guy. He was stoked that I was going to be living in it. Okay. And he's like, you know what? For you, I'm going to make you a hell of a deal because I don't know what's wrong with it. However, you get a transmission right down the road from me. I have a transmission repair shop hundreds of feet from my house. Okay. So he towed it with his Ford Mustang down the road into this transmission shop. I then drove my car across the lake. Okay, I didn't drive across the lake. I went around the lake.
Yep, southern end.
I went up to South Haven, dropped off this transmission. They only charged me $800.
Holy shit.
$800 to put it in. They had to program it because it's Mercedes Mercedes.
I know this.
Now it worked.
Yeah.
It worked. And I had it for $1,000.
That's insane.
There was some rust. Okay. There were some issues.
I mean, it's an 06.
Bondo seal.
Yeah, it was.
exactly.
it worked.
Okay.
And it was it worked for a while.
Okay, so when did you build that out?
That was 2017 that
Okay.
I started building.
Wow.
And my buddy Marcus and I built it out in 10 days.
That's awesome.
These were not consecutive 10 days straight.
Yeah.
These were Wisconsin 10 days. You know,
love
a
that.
couple hours here,
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
hours there. But I knew what I wanted. I
Okay.
laid it out in 3D and came up with I think, a really cool concept that I still haven't seen.
So wait, is this before you guys had met? Obviously.
It is.
So, okay. So I want to stop you and I want to hear what was like your inspiration to getting on the road.
So I didn't really have a deep in look at the tiny living nomadic
Yeah.
community, and I didn't really know anything about it. Like, it wasn't even in my field until I met Mark.
Okay.
And so when I met Mark, I obviously met him. He had his van with him.
Was it the T1N?
Yep.
Okay.
It was still the
Okay.
T1N. People gave Mark crap because they thought it looked creepy,
It was flat black. It was
So dope.
but he made it look cool.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was-
cool.
I'm sorry. That slope nose and an all black T1N
It
would
was
be
pretty
rad.
Yeah, Raptor liner, like it was cool.
Yeah.
And so we took a little trip a couple months into us dating long distance and knowing each other. And so we took I flew into Orlando to meet him. He was doing some documentary work down there. It was also mid-June, 98 degrees, like very humid. I've never really I've experienced Florida one time.
Yeah.
So I
Sweaty
really
thinking
got to,
about
yeah.
it.
And so he didn't have AC, and I remember our day one, we went to Walmart, got a new battery, got an AC to plug in. We had our dog, well, Marcus' dog, Eli, with us, and day one, we went to the Sprinter Specialist shop. It was 98 degrees, we hadn't eaten breakfast, and they allowed us to pull into their shop and do some work on it. What exactly were we doing?
I love the fact that this is your first taste of van life.
yeah,
day
Like
one.
day one,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
initial, like,
Yeah.
nope, this is real as it gets.
Like, can she handle
this? Yeah, breaking
Yeah.
down, going to a shop, like getting something
Oh, yeah.
fixed.
And
Like
I was in there, like, he was
She
like,
was dirty.
okay,
That's
I'm going to
awesome.
need you to, like, get in there, get your little hands in there, like, tighten this, tighten
She
this.
disconnected the alternator and the turbo on
yes.
her own.
Hell
She was
yes.
covered in grease,
Yeah.
and I was drooling.
You're just like, holy fuck. Where did
That's hot.
this girl come from? That is
great.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
But we had a really good trip, despite the circumstances.
Yeah.
We really made it work. It was so hot. Got covered in no-see-ums. I was so itchy. But we had a really fun time, and we really made it work. And
Okay, first of all, just
Such a
hearing
bonding
this
experience.
little tidbit of this story, one, it's a testament to where you guys have gotten to in terms of loving this nomadic community.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can tell just from that story alone, like, you instantly were like, I love this, right?
Yeah.
And then you guys obviously together, like, that just makes perfect
Oh, yeah.
sense. So
Definitely makes you bond.
yeah, 100%. Like, it does. And we talk about it all the time on this show with couples, living this life nomadically, like, you build those bonds fast. Like, you're in a small space and like, you're going to get to know each other real quick. And it is what it is. So.
Yeah.
Get to know each other and the community,
And the
because it's a
community.
lot smaller than you think.
Oh, 100%.
There's only a couple thousand of us.
Yeah, well, you're going to roll me right into question 2, which is, what has been your experience with other nomadic travelers while living your life on the road? I mean, this question was literally tailor-made for you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I wrote this question not knowing you guys, but now knowing you guys, I wrote this question for you guys.
Yeah. I mean, so we got on the road during COVID, and it was definitely ghost towns wherever we went. And so there was really not much going on the first
This is in
month
the
or
last
two.
box? Or
Yeah,
was
the
this
very first.
Or was this the transit?
For
This
transit.
is
The transit you just
box.
posted. Okay.
Yeah, the one that we just posted.
So,
We
like,
finished that in 45 days
Okay.
in Wisconsin before the country shut down, flew her in,
Okay.
and
This is like 2019? 2020?
2020, yeah,
Okay.
right in the start of 2020. And then we hit the road. And we went back to Texas to move out of our place. And we got...
saying hi to Chad's cousin over there.
He's
What's up, Chad? Or Steve?
Chad too?
Somebody.
Chad too.
Chad too.
But yeah, we hit the road. Immediately went to Colorado, where we are here. And just started exploring. Everything was open, but closed at the same time.
Yeah. I imagine that time, the early parts of the pandemic for nomadic travelers was amazing because
Gold rush.
Yeah, because all the spots that you want to go to are open and accessible, but nobody's out.
Yeah.
And gas is only $1 something.
Yeah, exactly.
It was unreal.
That's amazing.
But another thing that we were coming across when we finally got to meet nomads was everyone was saying how alone they felt. And that was a really hard period for most nomads because a lot of people were kind of getting on the road at that time, taking advantage of COVID life.
Yeah, there was a big flood that came into our community during the pandemic, for sure.
Yeah.
And I always relate it to, like, were you a pre-pandemic nomadic traveler or a post-pandemic nomadic traveler? That's kind of like the split almost, But sorry, I completely interrupted you. In terms of, like, feeling alone,
Yeah.
it's a big topic. It's something that we always talk about on this show.
Yeah. But just, I remember our first experience of truly just like serendipitously meeting somebody. We went down this road out of Pagosa Springs, like at least an hour, no service.
Way up in the mountains to a waterfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we were parked right along this creek, no one around, just Mark and I, and this was like our first night by ourselves.
Okay.
So it was really beautiful. I was gonna prepare dinner, and Mark went to go took a walk, exploring the area, and I'm cooking dinner, and I hear voices, like multiple voices, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, okay, like, I guess someone's in our camping area now. And so I look out, and Mark came back with two people, Michaela and Caleb, and they were on a road trip from Houston, Texas. And that whole night, we stayed up till 3 a.m. at least, and we were just talking, hanging out.
Spinning fire, that was the first time we got to see someone spin fire.
Nice.
I was immediately addicted, and I'm like, can I try it? So you ever done it? No.
Yeah.
So it's just like this stuff happens to us all the time where we're out in, the middle of nowhere and we just run into people and just become like best friends with them.
Well, let's like fast forward a little bit more into your time on the road, because the box has become synonymous with community, I think.
Yeah.
Like, you guys truly are one of those rigs and that couple that comes to events or goes to a location, and you guys are a magnet. Like, people just come. Like, I say it all the time with John and Carly and the Woodstock on Wheels. Like, that thing gets parked and people just show up.
Yep.
Like, you're the same thing. You guys just park and people show up.
Something's gonna happen.
Exactly. Like, something fun's gonna take place. It's gonna be a vibe, and you just want to be there.
Yeah.
Like, I love that.
Yeah.
The way that we built it with the clamshell back door that we came up with was to bring the outside inside and combine them.
Yeah.
And by doing that, you then generate community because it gives people a place to hang out.
Yep.
Normally, you're just kind of in a van, you're in a bus.
Yeah.
It's not usually open very much.
Correct.
So this just gave them like a central location.
Yeah.
And then the community just forms out of nothing.
Well, and then let's talk about then the party aspect of the box as well.
Well, that would start with Van Fest.
Okay.
That was our big
unveiling
of our new truck.
Yeah.
The first time that we really got to be with the nomads, and at the event was great. A little overwhelming because we were in the showcase area for the free ticket. Okay. And we just had hundreds and hundreds of people who have no one had a box truck really.
Yeah,
Just
you guys were kind of more than likely one of the first real box trucks on the road.
Yeah, not
beautifully built out, well designed. At
least not many have been seen.
Correct.
There have been a couple, but they weren't in the public eye, and now it's there, and people are like, "What is that?"
Yeah. And
so then we got invited to the after party, which was on the other side of Zion. Mm-hmm. And that's where you let it rip.
That
was the highlight.
Yeah.
And still some of our favorite and other people's favorite.
So Mark is obsessed with lasers. We're gonna run some B-roll video clips right here of the box truck in action with its lasers because it is impressive. Even the other night, we're just all laying here and you break out the strongest laser maybe I've ever seen in my life.
The new laser no one has seen yet.
Yeah. Maybe I took one little clip of that, so maybe I'll roll that little clip in here as well.
Yes.
It can burn grass.
Yeah, like
And blind
no
people.
one's allowed to walk in front of it because it will burn your skin 100%.
We'll be very careful with that one.
Yeah. That one's going on the roof, not in the rig. But yeah, again, like your van and you guys in general, I feel like are truly one of the nomads in our community that you guys are so important to our community. Like, I love saying that. I love being friends with you guys in a sense that, like, again, your rig and what you do and what you bring to this community is so important. And I just want to express how grateful that we are that you guys are on the road and do this and are who you are. Because again, like, you know, and we haven't known each other very long, but like
I've known Chad for 3 days.
I was going to say, yeah,
3
like
days.
we've been chatting for a very long time,
Yes.
you know, but like face to face actually knowing each other, but like, you know, knowing friends of your friends and having had these conversations, you know, and then you and I meeting at Flamingo, and I was just like, these people are special. Like, this rig is special, you know. So yes, this rig will be running very soon, and we will have you back. We will have you back on the road and providing all that you guys do to this community. So yeah, I'm very, very grateful for you guys and what you do for this community. So thank you.
We couldn't be more grateful for the community for a multitude of reasons. The people that we've become because of it, the inspiration that we've had and the way that we can inspire others, and the unbelievable, overwhelming love that we have felt from these people. Not just because we're in a time of need right now, but just for the past couple of years. Like,
in general.
It's just incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
They've always been there for us.
This is family.
Yeah, for sure. It really is. Like, I've only been on the road a little over a year, and it's why I'm going to stay on the road. Is like, you know, this community is so incredible. It's why I'm doing some things, extra things, you know, for the community, because I feel so grateful, and that I want to just give back. I want to have other people experience what we get to experience, and you know. It's hard to describe. I had this conversation with somebody recently, and it was like, it's hard to put in words, like what this community is and what you feel.
It really is.
It's
Mark and I were talking about this just the other day about how the community has truly impacted us. And before Nomad living, you know, he was living in Wisconsin, I was in Austin, you know, I was in a big city and finding my way, and I didn't truly have a community. I had friends that I still love to this day, but this community has impacted me just differently. And it doesn't matter where you go. We can travel states away, and there we are running into friends all over again. And it truly is chosen family, and I always want to have these people in my life.
Yeah, I tell people that all the time. I'm like, you know, friends that I've met on the road this past year will be friends for life.
Yes.
And it's interesting. It's such a stronger bond. It's such a stronger connection. I can't explain it. You know, it's just something that is different from when you're a carpet walker. Shout out Blakely. You know, living in a stationary city. Yes, you have friends. Yes, you have community. But this nomadic community is totally different, you know, and it is really, really, truly special. Question 3, what has been your biggest failure? What has been your biggest triumph while living y'all's life on the road?
Oh, man. The biggest failure, it's hard. It's between being poor and cheap and thinking you can do it all yourself and buying the cheapest Sprinter known to man. That was a giant failure. But also here, breaking down day 4.
Yeah.
Like, I feel so defeated and just stupid. And I've put so much love and energy, and I've learned so much more than I ever wanted to. Yeah. But I just feel, it feels like a failure, but at the same time, look what I've learned.
It's going to be your biggest triumph.
Like, I now know more about this transmission than just about anybody that knows these vehicles.
Correct.
And I didn't want that.
Yeah. That wasn't your goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, it's a...
I get
both.
it. I get it.
It really is.
And again, the mechanical issues and things like that, you know, gets referenced all the time on this show as like oftentimes a failure. But more often than not, it's like something you can't necessarily control sometimes. You don't really know. You know, you guys have put so much love and effort into this design in this box. You know, no one could have anticipated, you know, 4 days on the road and it going out again.
I need some margarita.
I thought it was going to be good, you know?
Yeah.
Everything was fine.
Yeah.
The biggest problem, we went backwards.
Yeah.
Lesson learned. Don't go backwards. Forwards only.
5 miles per hour, like
Yeah.
barely.
Yeah.
Just going backwards. And I don't know.
Yeah.
After we're done here, I'm going to have the box towed.
Yeah.
And we're going over to a shop,
Yep.
and I'm ripping the transmission out again.
Yep.
I really don't want to.
8th time,
I was
baby.
gonna say, what's this time now? Eighth time?
Eight.
Yeah.
I'm going to figure it out.
I know you will.
I'm going to analyze why, and then I'm working with logistics companies on how to get a transmission from Canada.
Yeah.
That is not cheap,
No.
but fortunately the community is supporting us,
Yeah.
and we will figure it out.
Yeah. Which
And-
one we all love, and we are all very thankful for everyone that has helped and is, you know, donated and things of that nature. But
Yeah.
like, you know, I know you see this as your biggest failure, and I know like you have so much pride in this rig
Yeah.
that, you know, it's hard for you, but at the same time, like, you know, the amount that you guys have put into not only this rig, but your last rig and the rig before that, like, it's special. Like, it's truly,
Yeah.
truly special.
And we've inspired so many other people who were in a van or a school bus to start thinking about box trucks.
Yeah.
Even people that we've
yeah. I
filmed
mean, come
with.
on, look.
Yeah, we filmed with for Tiny House Giant Journey because
Yeah.
we filmed for that YouTube channel.
Yep.
We inspired them after looking at what we've created and how easy it is to drive and easy it is to park.
Yeah.
And then after we sold our last rig, we had a couple from Hawaii who wanted to buy it, but we decided to build them one instead.
Yeah.
Shout out Zazu!
I love
They
that.
are an incredible couple, and yeah, we built them pretty much exactly what our last truck was.
Okay.
A 14-foot version.
Smaller.
Yeah.
And they've been traveling all over the country and
Hell
loving
yeah.
it.
It's
Yeah.
amazing. So, I mean, I know you will continue to build. This is something that is now.
I'm addicted.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is in your blood.
Creative
Like,
flow is going.
Exactly, and I love that. I mean, it's the reason why I got into van life was the concept of creating something fucking cool. I think Althea's a great rig, and then it was like, oh, this community exists, you know, and that has changed the game for me,
It
you
does.
know, which is amazing. So,
Yeah.
man, I love being creative, and I love like things like this. I love seeing your rig because this is insane, you know. And you and I could talk about this for days on end. Not only, you know, photography stuff and videography stuff.
Mark will correct you.
Videographer.
Videographer. You're a
Did you
videographer.
go to photography school?
I am a photographer. Inside joke. Go. Yeah, that was a story. So yeah, the story's gone. But yeah, next time you see Mark, just say he's a videographer.
Oh, no.
It's amazing. I love it. Question 4. Did you guys start your life on the road as a couple? What is it like living your life on the road as a couple? We already heard tidbits that you maybe didn't start as a couple, but
Yeah, like we said before, Mark was already starting his adventure mobile lifestyle. Since he's a documentary filmmaker, it just made sense for him to have all of his stuff with him.
Yeah.
So he moved out of his place in Wisconsin, came down to Austin where I was living, and he was filming this band at South by Southwest. I met him upstairs. A friend and I were at this live music 90s tribute band thing, and I looked over across the bar and I saw him and I was like, ooh, this guy's really cute. And I'm not one to really approach guys, and so my friend was like, let's just go over there. So I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So we went over there and we locked eyes, and I could just tell Mark was like just like locked into me.
yeah.
Mark was like, fuck the film.
Yeah, he's like, what was I doing?
Who's this?
Yeah. And so within like 5 minutes, my friend was like, this is my friend Marina. She thinks you're really cute. And Mark was just like, And
I was done working.
I get it. I totally understand.
And so he basically like took me downstairs and we were like making out by this vending machine, which I've never done with anybody I've just met before.
Yes.
So we just spent like the whole night together, and then just
The rest is history.
Yeah, dated long distance. he moved in with me to Austin 6 months later, and
So wait,
Yeah.
what year was this?
2019.
This is 2019.
2019. Okay.
Yeah.
So then,
Wisconsin winters are cold.
yeah, 100%.
And so-
I know this.
I was like, well, I don't want to stay here.
Yeah.
And she was not begging, but she put out the
Ooh,
idea.
the begging.
She put the idea out, like, well, you could just come live down here.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know,
That's not a bad idea.
skipping winter sounds
Texas is
fun.
nice.
Yeah.
And Texas was really fun.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
Yeah,
but really
yeah.
fun.
So where did you build the Transit?
So we lived together in Texas for, I don't know,
Couple months.
7 months?
Oh no, October to March to COVID time.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
You do math.
Yeah. It's the right timeline.
Yeah.
And then I got word from a friend that worked in the White House that the country was shutting down.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, time to get out of here. I want to be back on the road. This is cute and all. Texas just isn't for me.
Yeah.
It's fun to experience.
Yep.
But fun to experience.
Fun place to visit.
Yeah, don't live there.
Don't live there.
Personally.
I agree. We're on the same page.
And so I went and searched all over the country again, got addicted to trying to find box trucks
Just
now.
looking for a rig, yeah.
And I was looking for like something small
Okay.
that was easy to work on, that
Yeah.
was more modern. And I found this 2017 Transit with a box on the back.
Yeah, like, let's talk about that for a split second. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but that's such a unique vehicle that you
Very.
found.
Yeah.
Like, it has the Ford Transit front with a full, was it a 14-foot box on the back?
17.
Like, it was huge. I
It was
remember seeing the
massive.
photo of it. Yeah.
and it was fiberglass on the outside,
Yeah.
insulated with 2 inches,
Jesus.
and then fiberglass on the inside.
Okay,
Because
so
it
this
was,
is 2019. What'd you pay for that rig?
So it was a 2017. In 2019, I paid $8,500.
Holy shit.
I'm
That
really
rig,
good.
that rig today
Oh, yeah.
is 30 grand.
Oh yeah.
Like, not even built out.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just the box.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the reason was, yes, it was only 2.5 years old, but it was used to transport rescue animals.
Oh, my God.
All day, every day, nationwide.
That's crazy.
So it was cruising.
Yeah, it had miles on it.
250,000.
Okay, that's why.
But
yeah, but
You
still.
know me.
Yeah.
I put a new engine in.
I was gonna say
new transmission.
new transmission, new engine went in it right away.
Right away.
Yeah, that's
New
perfect.
suspension.
Yeah.
We put a Firestone Ride Right airbag kit on it.
Very
so
easy.
it was cushy. Yeah, she and I did it ourselves.
10
I'm
minutes.
That's
Very,
impressive.
okay, I don't know about 10 minutes.
15.
That's
it was
awesome.
pretty quick.
Okay.
And yeah, it was awesome.
So now you transition into the rig. You guys now are on the road full time.
Yeah.
This is now pandemic-ish, 2020. What's been like living on the road as a couple?
Great, actually. I mean, those were like incredible.
Well, even up
times.
till today. Like, I want
Yeah.
to know, like, again, it gets talked about all the time, and, how you guys live in a rig together. You guys have obviously built rigs now together, which I think is the key thing to do.
Yeah.
You build it for yourself. You build it with each other in mind. But, like, yeah, what's it like traveling on the road as a couple and living in such a small space as a couple?
I mean, traveling with your partner, it definitely adds so much to the adventure. Like,
Sure.
we've had little spurts where we've gotten to have this experience individually, but really, it's been always with each other. We're never apart. And it just adds to our adventure. Like,
Yeah.
we have usually bigger rigs, and so I'll usually get out, scope the area. There's been times where I've walked really deep ditches in the road, and, it's like gone up to my knees, and I've had to
In water,
direct mark
yeah.
a lot.
We've gone through ridiculous puddles
yeah.
to get to places. You should not take
a box.
Transit with a 17-foot box,
Yes.
which is the very end of the Keweenaw Peninsula.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, and so it's just that much more helpful having a partner
Yes.
to do things with.
Just to share that experience
Yeah.
or, like, have someone else to help. Yeah, along the way.
Yeah, and Mark and I, we're the only people that are together, so we're always relying on each other. We don't have our family and friends. Yes, we can call each other, but it's just not the same.
Yeah.
And so we've gone through very scary incidences before where you know, we could have died, you know,
Multiple times.
but like seriously, like we've
Yeah.
had very life-threatening instances, but you know, we've put a lot of trust into each other, more than we've had to put into anybody, and so it really has just grown our friendship, our partnership, and our love just so much deeper than we could have ever imagined, because we've had to go through the nitty-gritty with each other, the good and the bad. Like it's been everywhere, but we've gotten to explore all of it together.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, and again, it gets spoken a lot about this with, like, you know, whether you're a solo traveler, sometimes you get to these places and you're like, God, I wish I could share this with somebody, you know? And so the fact that you guys get to share this experience and have those moments together, because you do take this box to ridiculous places. We do drive to insane views and insane locations. So like, you know,
It's always worth it.
yeah, exactly. It's always worth it. But like having to share that with somebody is pretty special. So, and y'all's bond is like beyond. Like,
I can't imagine our lives without each other.
That's awesome. I love that. Okay, well, speaking of that, question 5: best place, craziest place y'all have had sex during your life on the road. Fucking this question's tailor made for you guys as well.
So,
love this.
This is going to be when we had the transit box.
Okay.
This was our first time in California.
Okay.
We met up with a group that we'd never met before. We just talked on Instagram.
Sure.
They invited us to a Halloween party, which is actually where we met Matt, who helped us build this rig.
Yep.
So all these little things.
Shout out Matt.
Yeah, big shout out.
Actually, Matthew, episode 18. Shout out Matthew.
And so we're out there in the middle of California desert, and it's midnight-ish, maybe later.
Full moon.
Yeah, full moon
weekend
party.
also of my birthday.
Yeah, we decide to take a walk way out in the desert, and we find these incredible just rock formations.
Love it.
And we hear coyotes howling in the moon, and so we get the
So
idea.
we were howling.
we can top that.
This is
yeah,
good.
it was the spot.
Yeah,
it was.
I love
It could be loud.
Yeah, it was definitely. It felt right.
I love it. Hell yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That is perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
Is that the only place we want to reference?
Okay. There was also this time after Schoolypalooza this year where Mark and I, we went through like some obstacles, and it really, you know, tested our relationship, and then we came back together again, like just stronger than ever. And during this time we were in Lake Havasu with some other nomads. Shout out to all you that were there. But one morning Mark went out and did some naked yoga.
Love it.
So he came back and got me, and he was like, babe, I gotta show you this place. It's like my little sanctuary I made. I was like, all right. So he takes me to this place, and it's a rock formation made out of, or a heart made out of rock formations.
Yeah.
And so we were just like exploring over that area, and
Love it.
yeah, we just had a little moment in
moment.
nature.
I
But
love it.
Yeah, she started doing yoga, and I was
Nature's-
like, "Come here."
By the way, can we just say shout out to the naked adventures
Oh,
outside?
naked in
Nature.
nature, baby.
Naked in nature,
Hell
like
yeah.
you know, like
Ugh.
I've caught in some flack here for like posting recently, and I know like you were the couple of the shots that you got. I was like, Marina, this is my inspiration for getting me
I love
naked
it.
in nature
I love
and posting it. So
We should get
I
sponsored by Havelock.
yeah, for that one for sure. That box photo.
People apparently liked that a little bit.
that was a good one. That fucking
There's a funny story behind that,
Broke
because I
the-
wasn't gonna post that.
that photo.
I was
love
not
that photo.
planning on posting that picture.
That picture
There
is
was
awesome.
an inside picture for our buddy Austin,
Okay.
who was getting his
appendix,
appendix taken out,
Okay.
and so we were all just sending him dirty things
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make him feel better.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I got one.
one.
I got one for you."
That
And I was
picture
like, "You know what?
is so good.
Why would I not post this?"
Hell yeah,
And
exactly.
then Mark almost broke the internet.
Exactly, 100% for sure.
That's fine.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 6. How do you guys make money while living your life on the road?
Oh. So I own 2 video companies, same group of people. One is doing documentaries, and then one is doing weddings.
Do you want to like drop the
Oh, yeah,
documentary
sure.
name right here?
Shaman Motion Pictures.
Yep.
That's our documentary company.
Yep.
And so we've been filming for 12 years almost.
Yeah.
With the same group of great guys.
Yep.
and we actually filmed our own documentary, which a lot of people got to see at Schoolypalooza. We premiered it there,
Yep.
and a world premiere is coming soon, and we're
Yep.
going to be showing in theaters.
Which
That's gonna
is
be big.
amazing. We
Yeah.
cannot. I've got a little glimpse of it, and it is insane. I
Yeah,
can't wait for you
it's-
guys to show this.
We're excited for that.
Yeah.
And then our wedding company is called Simply Love Films.
Okay,
And that's been going for 10 years now.
it's amazing.
And so I've filmed all over the country. I love filming in Colorado, so
Yeah.
I've done a lot of weddings out here. But Marina and I have also linked up with Matt, and we now film for Tiny House Giant Journey
Yep.
as of Schooly last year,
Okay.
and love it. We
Yeah.
get to meet so many people. We get to tell authentic stories,
Yeah.
and we get to actually spend time with them because we take our time. We like go camping with you. We go hiking with you. We
Yeah,
take
yeah.
a couple days to really get to know you before we start filming.
Sure.
And like make that connection.
Yeah, of
and
course.
that's been
And
awesome.
it's obvious. Obviously, your talent with a camera is obvious. That's a
Thanks.
no-brainer. But your storytelling is pretty incredible as well. So,
We try.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of stories to be told, and they deserve to be told.
We've been literally talking about this for the last 3 days,
Yeah.
like nonstop, of like, you know, the things in this community and the people and those stories that deserve to get told and, you know, should be told is so immense. And yeah, there's a lot of ideas floating around, which I absolutely love. So,
Yeah.
so what got you into filmmaking, and how you've said you've been filmmaking for 12 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What got me into it? Okay, let's rewind to
Yeah.
the 90s when I was a little kid. I had severe ADHD, and I
Okay.
mean like, whoa.
Okay.
It's still here.
Okay.
It's still present, as you probably know. But my mom was instructed by the doctor to get one of those giant shoulder mount VHS.
Yeah.
She recorded everything.
Oh, that's amazing.
So there is so many tapes of my childhood.
Okay.
And I just remember mom having the camera all
Yeah.
the time because she started loving it. And so she wouldn't just record me being a weirdo.
Yeah.
She would record everything.
Okay.
And our entire like family outings, reunions,
Yeah.
birthdays, all the stuff.
That's amazing.
And so it just seemed normal.
Yeah.
And then when things started switching to digital
Yeah.
when I was in high school, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I can do this.
Yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
I went to college and I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I got 5 different associate degrees that all kind of overlapped. And I loved the filmmaking aspect because now it's digital.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
I don't have to deal with all this crap anymore.
Yeah. All the tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that just really inspired me
Okay.
to keep going.
Okay.
And then I met the right people at
Yep.
my college, and we started our own company. And
That's awesome. The rest is history.
we are.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Well, we're gonna drop in probably some clips of the doc and
Yeah.
you know certain things that you've shot. So it'll be amazing. Question 7, the big question for y'all: what is your rig? Who built it? And why did you choose it to live your life on the road?
Well, we chose a box for obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons.
Because straight walls, things are mostly square. So
All right, hold on. Let's go back and get a couple quick details. So, what year? What is it exactly? And kind of
Okay.
give some of those details.
give the details.
so this is a 2003 Mitsubishi Fuso FG.
Okay.
The FG means it's 4-wheel drive.
Okay.
It's extremely rare.
Yeah.
There were only a couple thousand of them imported to the U.S.
Yep.
They're extremely common in Australia and overseas.
Okay.
But not many came to the U.S. They were usually brought to the East Coast and used as a plow truck because they possess a super low granny 4-wheel
Gear.
low gear,
Yep.
which is just really, really rare.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
awesome when
Yeah.
it works.
When it works, when the transmission's working.
these things are like tractors, like they can get over anything.
Yeah, I always tell people it's not really a car, it's more of a tractor. It's a 4-cylinder inline diesel that just goes.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, this thing will last for 400,000-500,000 miles.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
no problem.
yeah, and the engine rebuild kit is only $500.
awesome.
And it's a wet sleeve, so you can leave the engine in it, rebuild it, put it back together, and just keep going.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty awesome, reliable vehicle.
Yeah.
And being a cab over is a really interesting perspective. Being on top of the axle is fun.
Yep.
And being the 4-wheel drive version, having a transfer case and a front differential,
Yep.
we're way up higher.
Yeah.
And most of the guys that have these put 37-inch tires. And so that would give us another like 4 or 5 inches of lift.
Yeah.
maybe we'll get there. Not anytime soon. We're working on getting going first.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're extremely capable.
I actually drove one of these as the landscape company that I owned way back in the day. I'm a landscape architect by trade, and I had one of these in our fleet, and it was just so fun to drive. Your perspective is really interesting. You know, the drive is super fun. Like, it's a fun vehicle to drive, like, period.
It is fun. I will say it is bouncy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not smooth by any means.
You're on the axle, so it's not the most comfortable, but after a couple years on the road, we have shifted, like a lot of nomads have, to we are not sending it anymore. We are driving 2, 3, maybe 4 hours if it's like really worth it. But we're just trying to go from place to place and sit for a while.
Yeah.
But
you're
now
not Althea at the moment.
Yeah. Now that we're capable of going places.
I'll see you in California tomorrow.
Nope, you won't. But now that we're super capable of going places, now you can go to those BLM lands and you see everybody with their RVs and their trailers parked here.
Yep.
Well, you can go 10 miles
past. You're going to go out in the middle of nowhere now.
And now you get it all to yourself.
Yep.
Completely different game.
Your accessible locations just now has like widened like immensely.
The spectrum is much larger.
Yeah, for sure. That's amazing. Let's talk about the box before this a little bit, about the interior design and then like what you've kind of done with this with the new one.
Yeah, starting with our very first Transit, we definitely had a hallway effect. Everything was up against the walls. We had a Murphy bed. We've always been drawn to...
That design was so dope.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. I love it. So good.
I miss it a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, you miss the space.
Yeah.
It was comfortable to drive. Yeah. It was pretty good rig.
Yeah. We've loved all of them. It's been hard to get rid of any of them.
Sure.
But, yeah, we had the Murphy bed in the first one, and we've always wanted to be able to put away our bed. Creating more space, having more space for group hangouts, like that's always been really important.
Yeah.
Also a large kitchen, because I love to cook. And then going into the box truck, we had more space, about a foot wider walls, foot taller, and so we knew we had a lot more room to work with. And so we came up with this design of like L-shaping things. And so with our kitchen, we put the sink in the corner, kind of like this one, but in a larger form. And so just being able to have that L shape broke up the rooms.
Yeah.
And so we were able to have a separate living space, a separate kitchen.
Yeah.
With the L, it had more counter space. And so that really created more of a flow for our layout.
Yeah.
And so...
Well, and also the individual spaces, like defining the individual space a little bit.
Yeah, we had spaces.
Yeah.
And part of it was because having the headroom of 8 feet, we had an ability to raise the floor.
Yeah.
And so that made it seem like a different room entirely, because I had my office.
Yeah.
I had a full bathroom, a kitchen, a living room, and a bedroom.
Right.
And they were all individual spaces.
Correct. Yeah.
Which
it's amazing.
That's rare, and that was in 16 feet by 8 by 8. That was pretty cool build.
For sure.
People said it was larger than their apartments. in our kitchen as well. And so Mark could be over at his desk, I could be in the living room, and we would even sometimes put up like a curtain so you can like block off the room so it would completely seem like you're in a house in a separate
I could get in the zone.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'm going to shift gears, no pun intended.
I wish I could.
I know. Well, that's where I'm going with this. We're going to talk about the many transmission issues that you've had throughout the years. I mean, again, we're about to take the 8th transmission out that you've ever done, and like, I mean, what is with you and transmissions?
Let's just talk. There's more.
I know.
You didn't even know
Okay.
yet. There's more coming. So, first off, we have the Sprinter. Needed a transmission right away.
Right away.
Cool.
Yep.
That worked for a year, and then I blew up the engine.
Okay.
Threw a rod through the block.
Okay.
Poof, done. Okay. Got another engine. Put it in. That worked for a while. Came out to Colorado. Silly thing, I backed up into a berm.
Okay.
And I blocked the exhaust.
Oh, shit.
Just for a second.
Yeah, but it was long enough to
It was long enough to build pressure, and the exhaust went boom.
Yeah.
The muffler exploded.
Yep.
I thought everything was fine.
Yeah.
Totally cool. Like, I don't need a muffler anyway. I'm from Wisconsin. We don't have all those regulations. We can straight pipe it. It's cool. Little did I realize I blew the main rear seal.
Oh, no.
So, Yeah. That engine ended up not working no more. We lost a lot of stuff. I also blew a coolant line. We overheated on my way down to New Mexico, and she seized.
Okay.
Third engine.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
Worked great.
Yep.
Had to pull it out, put a
On
transmission
the side
in.
of the highway, right?
Yeah. That was really
That was
fun.
I imagine.
Really fun. Got really good at replacing this engine. And
Yeah.
I could tear out the entire front portion of a T1N in 30 minutes. The radiator, the intercooler, the turbo, the exhaust manifold, all of it.
Your level of knowledge of engines and transmissions at this point is far beyond 90% of mechanics that are out there. I'm just going to say
Probably.
that at this point in time.
Yeah, you know,
Like-
it is a blessing and a curse.
Exactly.
A lot of curses.
Yeah.
A lot of curse words.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of swearing.
It didn't stop there.
Yep.
I have this little Honda Fit that I bought back in 2016 that was my first go across the country, and I did multiple tours in it. Terribly uncomfortable, but you know, it got 40 miles per
I was
gallon.
going to say, yeah, good gas
Loved
miles.
it. And so I ripped all over. And while I was in my Sprinter, I would let all kinds of friends borrow it.
Sure.
And sometimes the oil wasn't changed and things just weren't taken care of, and people backed into fire hydrants and thought it was someone else.
I was convinced that I went to a bar after work one night and someone hit me. I was like, babe, I'm going to get the security footage. Like, I'm going to prove it to you.
And then I'm backing out of our driveway in Austin, and I look in the rear view camera. I'm like, well, that's the same height. Hang on. I get out. I'm like, oh, yeah? You mean that fire hydrant right there?
Where it lines up perfectly with that dead?
And I was like,
Right now?
now that I think about it.
I did strike that fire hydrant.
But, yeah, I let a lot of people borrow that car, and I let a friend borrow it to go on a film shoot, and I'm sure that he and his friend who were in it just had it at cruise control, probably 70 miles an hour up the hills.
Oh, no.
And it's got a CVT.
Yeah.
Those don't. No, you gotta slow down.
You gotta slow down, yeah.
And it went poof. Vroom, vroom.
Yep.
No go.
Yep.
So there's another transmission.
Okay.
Blew that one.
And while that was in the parking lot of the shop, someone stole the catalytic converter as
Of
well.
course.
But as I said,
Shocker.
from Wisconsin, we don't need that.
Yeah,
it's fine.
exactly.
It just comes on with those one of those little dash lights, Christmas lights. That's fine. So that worked for a while, and then it didn't.
Yep.
So then I had to replace that transmission again
Okay.
in a Honda Fit.
Okay.
Awesome. And also blew the engine in that Honda Fit.
Jesus.
So that threw a rod through the block because someone didn't change the oil. Man, I need more margarita.
Yeah, that car's been beat up.
Needless to say,
Shit.
you and transmissions, it's a love-hate relationship.
And it's
has
crazy
been
because
for many
I
years.
am a grandpa driver. I drive slow.
Yeah.
And
the irony.
cautious.
The irony. Yeah. It is. And again, we are stationary in Buena Vista, Colorado at the moment because the transmission failed here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Day 4.
Day 4.
know?
Yeah.
She's
But
just locked up.
it's okay. You're going to pull it out. We are going to get this thing rebuilt and get you back on the road.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
It needs to happen
It
for
will-
us,
no,
for other
it
people.
will
Like
For our
happen.
sanity.
this is a test of perseverance to just not
Yeah.
give up on your dream. Because so many
100%.
people give up, and I will never give
Yeah.
up on anything.
Well, and I mean, going back through 8-7 transmissions prior, like you guys, it's a testament just to like dealing with that and getting through all those things, and the previous box and all the other rigs, like, how many times you've had to deal with this issue. And then, yes. And I know you have such a level of pride with this rig, and then it happened 4 days in.
Yeah.
Like it kind of is one of those things I think is like, it's not serendipitous, but it's like, it's okay because you've done this before.
Right.
You can handle this.
Yes.
This isn't going to break you guys.
Oh, man.
In a sense of like somebody else that's brand new to this community, brand new to a rig like this, and this happens.
Can't imagine.
It could
Yeah.
potentially be like, okay, maybe this isn't meant for us.
Right.
But you guys, sadly to say, have been through this a million times.
Yeah.
And you are like mentally prepared for this. And I mean, hanging out with you guys for the last 3 days, you guys are in such good spirits. Like, where you're going to get to eventually. Like, this will drive. This rig is special. And you'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling Mark, I was like, well, we've been through a lot of crap before.
Yeah.
And just from hearing everything that Mark has been through mechanically, Eli sees flies. But I was like, if anyone can fix this, it's you.
Yeah.
Like, I've honestly never met anyone that's ever given a challenge. Like, Mark has gone through so much stuff before, and he's always been able to come out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I want to show some clips of you even rebuilding this one when it was back in Vegas. You know?
Yeah, we got lots
and like
of it.
the level of detail that you went to, like you deep dive, you learn to understand, you learn to know what's wrong and what is going to be better and how to fix it in the future. So like, I think it's so. I don't know, just telling about who you are and the perseverance you guys both have and the ability to kind of get through those hard times and, you know, come out better on the other side. So.
And one of the funny things is, it doesn't matter how much money you have.
Yeah.
No one will work on this.
Yeah.
And I literally have been on the phone across the globe. There is not another transmission.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist, yeah.
We chose a unicorn.
Yeah.
I chose a unicorn. Because it's
So
awesome.
is Mark. Mark is also a unicorn.
Thanks, babe.
Touche.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But, I mean, I wanted it.
Yeah.
And
No, it's your dream rig.
that's my dream truck.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
been that way for a long time.
Exactly.
And when it came up on an auction here in Denver for $7,500,
Yeah. This was a no-brainer for you.
okay, we had to sell our last box, which we didn't really want to do, but we have to come up with the money somehow.
To get this rig, that's what you had to do.
And let's start over.
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
make it better. We can make it
Yeah. And
more
I think
homey.
I think you guys have. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah. With the help of the guys in Vegas, like, this is a sick rig,
Yeah,
dude.
it
This
is.
thing is awesome.
I can't wait for everybody to see this rig.
Yeah.
And we'll post some photos. Now, your tour more than likely will be out.
Yeah, it
we'll
actually
post
comes
a
out
bunch of-
tomorrow.
Oh, it comes out tomorrow. There we go.
So-
So we'll post a lot. This won't come out for maybe another like 2-3 weeks, but we'll post a bunch of photos. And yeah it'll be dope. Question number 8. What has been your best bathroom, number 1 or number 2 story from Life on the Road? We were talking about this earlier. We've discovered a good story.
Yeah.
We're going to give you 2 parts.
Yeah.
Let's go one to the transit van.
Okay, but wait, you've never had, this is your first composting toilet ever. You
I
guys
was
have
super
only
against. Yeah.
had black takes.
Yeah, we've been bougie with the toilet system.
Okay.
Yeah, we're super against compost because every time we go in someone's rig, they smell like shit. Sorry.
And we've just heard horror stories of like, oh, I just have to like clean my shit.
They're
and
so
just,
good. I love them. They're
Yeah,
No,
so
like,
it's-
I want
like-
nothing to do with that. You just pull a valve and 2 minutes and you drive away.
Literally done.
I can't do the black. So like I respect you guys for having done that for so long. It just is like out of my realm. No.
So, first one is up in Marquette, Michigan. We were having a fun time with our friends, and what
Oh
happened?
gosh. Okay, so we were throwing our own electric forest in the woods because during COVID, obviously, it wasn't happening. So 25 of our close friends in Wisconsin were in Marquette. And Saturday night, one of our friends comes up to us and is like, you know, we're all party mode at this point,
Yeah.
like deep in the night.
It's going.
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
And so we're not
Lasers,
trying to like
lights,
have any
music.
Yeah.
Yep. We're going.
And she comes up to me. She's like, "Hey, Marina. So I went to go flush the toilet, and it's nothing's happening. And then like things are starting to come up, and I'm like, skirt, what? And I'm like,
Pause.
this is not what I want to be dealing with right now. Okay, so I went to go look, and it's very full.
Okay.
Like it's
Coming up.
At the level.
Yeah.
It is beyond now.
Yes. It's in
and
the bowl.
so the next day we're trying to figure out like, okay, like our toilet, like if we hit bumps, shit could be going everywhere.
Yeah.
And so we had to go very slow out of our campsite and just
Toilet's closed, folks.
Yep.
Dig a hole.
Yep. Can't use this anymore.
We love being nice and helping others, and
Yeah.
oh, you don't have a toilet? Well, we do.
Yeah, come.
No big
exactly.
deal.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit.
until it's full. You know.
Yeah,
awesome.
so that was fun.
Okay.
And then the second shitty situation. So, on a black tank, you have a cap at the end,
Okay.
which has a seal on it and is tight.
Okay.
And then there's also a valve right there. And for some reason, Marina decided to pull the valve when she was dumping the gray.
Okay.
The cap was on, and she accidentally pulled the black.
Oh.
And then she went, oh, whatever, and went to the gray and pulled the gray.
Okay.
Never closed the black, didn't tell me.
Oh no.
So
now they're
now-
both open.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the gray is gone. This a couple days later, now we need to go empty the black at a normal place.
Mm-hmm.
And so we pull up, and it's my duty. And
Thanks,
I go
babe.
there. Yeah, I love you. I go there, and I take the cap off.
Yep.
Didn't even think to look.
As soon as that comes open, like the
A
pressure.
shit tsunami. Just, and I immediately covered in
Oh,
Yeah,
he's just
covered in
screaming.
shit.
He's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
close the thing, and I go,
Yeah.
Marina!
I mean, this is why, like, the idea of a black tank is just awful. I know this is just two small incidences, but, like, good God. Like, the other
Yeah.
black tank story that was told on this show was Marissa, where it had froze, and they didn't realize it froze, and they were trying to flush it with there's a flush line that helps you, like, when you're doing it.
Yeah.
And it, like, filled back up through the toilet and overflowed
No,
into
no.
the
Yep.
whole rig.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
Yeah,
Oh my
the
gosh.
entire rig up to, like, the driver's seats were, like, it was, like, filled with just shit.
I don't know how you come back from that.
It was, the irony was, it was a Winnebago that she was in that was not hers, and she cleaned it, and Winnebago, they sold that Winnebago. Somebody owns that Winnebago.
Discount.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
But
Shit down.
but now we have a composting toilet.
Now we have a compost.
Honestly,
What are your
love
thoughts
it.
on the compost?
You know, I don't like the nature's head because you have
Yeah,
to manually
agreed.
do it, and it's just really dirty, and haven't heard good things.
Yep.
Airhead's better,
Yep.
but they're expensive.
Yep.
And so we were able to acquire an Ogo toilet,
I like
which
it.
has a 12-volt hookup and a fan.
Yep.
And you just hit a button, and it turns it for you.
Yeah.
And it's set it, forget it, and, like,
Yeah.
it just turns to dirt.
I love it.
And I'm very impressed.
Yes.
I will say I'm actually impressed.
Yeah, going to change it is one of those things that I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Like, you go to, like, pull the solids out and flip the tank and, like, or, you know, dump it, and you're like, it smells like dirt. It doesn't
Yeah,
smell like
it
shit.
is
Like,
just dirt.
it
Yeah,
is
it
just
really
dirt
wasn't
at the end
bad.
of the day. And
Yep.
the other thing is, you can throw that in a trash bag and dump it in any trash can in
Exactly.
America, which is amazing.
Yeah.
You're at a gas station, you're at a Walmart, whatever, drop that
Dump
in a
it,
trash can
and it's
you're
not gonna
good.
stink.
No, it's fine.
And then you don't have to worry about shit on your hands
Yep.
and asking Marina, like, when did we have corn?
So good. So good.
No more of that.
I fucking love it. Question number 9. What has been your hardest or happiest moments while living your life on the road?
Hardest. Well, I mean, obviously being stranded and broken
I was going
down.
to say,
Yeah.
transmissions. Okay, we'll exclude transmissions
Okay,
and
fine,
breakdowns
fine.
from your hardest.
I would say one of the hardest was, like, trying to ask the community for help. That's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
And you feel even more defeated.
Okay.
Because we put every penny, and I mean, I took my retirement
Yeah,
fund,
yeah.
which wasn't much, but I've been saving for years.
Yeah.
And we put everything into this.
Of course.
And probably a bad idea.
No, I mean, again, like, I am a true believer in following your passions
Yeah.
and chasing your dreams and chasing your goals. And, you know, you do whatever it takes to get to those things.
Yeah.
And I always believe if you do that, like, it works out in the end no matter what. And so, yeah, I mean, yes, I can see the amount of pride that you carry in this rig and you have with this rig. So I imagine, yeah, asking for help is a challenge.
Yeah, it's
For
really,
sure.
really difficult.
Yeah.
And I don't ask for help for much of anything.
Sure.
But I love to help.
Sure.
We will help anyone,
Yeah.
anywhere. We'll drive, and it doesn't matter.
It's a testament to you two and how you are within this community. And again, we said it early on in the show, it's why you guys are so important to this community is because of that alone. Like, you will help anybody.
Yeah.
You will be there for anybody. And yeah, no, I understand. What are the happiest?
We've loved Schoolie Palooza
Okay.
and the events that we've thrown, but there's one specific moment after Van Fest.
Oh, yes. So Daniel Park, which a lot of nomads
Shout out
know.
Daniel.
He's
Yeah.
such a brother. And
he's
Van
a
Fest.
wonderful human being.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. And so, like, Van Fest was, like, the time where it really was bringing everyone back together from COVID. Like, everyone was actually getting to know the nomad community. And that was really our first experience at the community as well. And so Matt Alexander, Good Vibe Collective.
Yep.
He
Shout out the Good Vibes.
Yep.
Matt and Chris.
Yep.
Exactly.
And so they hosted like a little after Van Fest party out near Zion with just like the Zion canyons all around us. It was so beautiful. And there were easily 45 people there.
Oh, at least
60, 40 to 60.
Okay.
And so we had our old box truck, the Wander Box, and we had Daniel on top of the box with his speaker, his electric violin.
Yep.
just looping for hours.
11 hours, I want to say he played.
He
Like,
just
incredible.
kept going.
that man loves music more than anything in the world, and he will just play his heart out until
Till you tell him to stop.
literally,
Yeah,
yes,
and
yes.
then he still won't.
And he still, it's like, yeah, can I keep playing?
Yeah. And so we were all just on top of roofs, of buses, on vans, on the box truck, and just people were just in awe of what was happening around us. Just like from, I think it was 11 o'clock in the day to sunset. And he just played, and the sunset in Daniel Park playing on his electric violin,
Yeah.
like nothing can top that. And we have some shots. We'll,
Oh yeah, lots of footage for you.
So I want to like kind of preface, obviously this question is obviously directed at both of you in terms of what your happy moments are living on the road. But I want to say just you two and the Wander Box have brought and do bring so many happy moments for other nomads. That is why it's so important that you guys are on the road. Like I guarantee you, if I interviewed everybody at Schoolie from last year, they're going to say the happiest moment was when the Wander Box was just ripping. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that is going to be their, like, happiest moment. And that is why this rig and you guys are so important to the community. So, yeah, thank you guys.
We love that.
it truly lights us up more than like anything really
Yeah.
has in life. And the community seriously makes all of the hardships so worth it,
Yeah.
because we've never had any connection like this before, and it just
It's amazing.
overflowing.
Yeah.
People ask us all the time, why the lights, lasers, and costumes?
Sure.
I love making people happy.
Yeah.
And it brings them together. Like having the back open with lights shining out,
Yeah.
it's like moths to the flame
Yeah, for sure.
in a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah.
In a way that, like, again, and we were talking about this the other night, you and I, and it's like the opportunity to be yourself, to be your best, weirdest self. Like, no one gives a fuck.
No
Like,
sugarcoating.
no sugarcoating. Like, just be yourself. Like, be your weird, crazy, fun self, and everybody's going to enjoy it.
And
Like,
that's
it doesn't
exactly
matter.
what my naked post was about. Yeah. That's exactly what it was about, because I dress up in weird ass costumes.
Yeah, who
I wear
cares?
cat tunnels. And I dance on stripper poles.
Yes.
And I don't care.
We're going to show that clip right here.
don't care.
Right here. That is going to be posted.
It
We
is
just
so
watched it
worth
earlier.
It is so worth it, because the way that people laugh and smile
Yeah.
and just
And have
are
fun.
entertained,
Yeah.
and then it realize they can come out of their shell.
Correct.
And they can be weird too.
Correct.
Like, let's go, people.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly.
We're in this together.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Last question. Question 10. Define hashtag van life in your own words, and then provide a piece of advice for somebody wanting to live a life on the road. My favorite thing is this expression.
the thought.
The thought of
How
asking
do
this
you wrap
question.
it up? Hashtag van life.
Van life is the pinnacle, the ultimate definition of freedom.
Yeah. I mean, everybody uses that term on this show, which is hilarious. And I've done now 30 some odd, 40, almost 40 episodes, and I can't tell you how many people have used that term.
Yeah.
That exact word.
That is what it is, though,
Yeah.
because you get to really find out who you are.
Sure.
You get to learn about this incredible place, these areas that we're allowed to explore, the
Yeah.
freedoms that we have
Yeah.
in this country, and going down to Baja, all these caravans of people going
Yeah.
everywhere. Like
Yeah.
you cannot beat that.
Well, not only that, and I think it's also the level of freedom that you end up having within yourself.
Exactly.
Like, you can do whatever you want. Like, you can truly, no pun intended, create your own path. Like, you're not limited by location. You're not limited now with the advent of additional technology, i.e. Starlink. You can do anything on the road. You know, you have so many options available to you. So that idea of freedom is like, anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say too. Just personal freedom and just everything is limitless. You see the opportunities and, you know, how other people are living their lives, and anything is limitless. Like you think back to, you know, our ancestors and how everyone has a traveling nomadic spirit within them. I mean, no one would have been able to survive if they didn't go out of their comfort zone and truly
go explore.
Go into the unknown. I mean, people don't just stay in one town. Like it's crazy to even think about, you know, people only ever being in their one city or their one town or even their one state. It's like there's so much out there to be discovered. Like we've only scratched the surface and we know that, and like we want to take things international. And I mean, America alone is amazing, but holy moly, like
the
get
world is out there.
That's another reason we got this specific truck. Is it's smaller, small footprint. It's mechanical, so it's easy to work on. We want to go to Central and South America and maybe overseas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, put it on a ship, take it somewhere else. I love it. Provide a piece of advice for somebody wanting to live a life on the road.
Say yes to your dreams. If you have the dream or the itch to do something like this, even in your car, like road tripping, nothing is impossible. And you truly never know what is out there until you get out there. And things are really scary. You will go through trials and tribulations like we have, but you never know what is on the other side.
It's a really, really great piece of advice.
Or who is on the other side, the community.
Who you're going to meet. And it was funny, like, and I reference it all the time, like, I'm a designer, and I got infatuated with the concept of building a van. Had no clue what this community was. Like, rolled out day one. Where Althea is parked right now was my first overnight stay in Althea when I picked it up. And so, like, this, you know, moment of coming back here and hanging out and staying with you guys just has brought back so many memories of, like, that night of, like, fuck, now what do I do? Like, now where do I go? Who do I see? Like, what are my experiences? And then you slowly start to get ingrained in this community, and it literally sucks you in. And it is impressive. It's amazing. And you fall in love. So, you know, having the, I don't know, the desire or just you just got to go, you know.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Attitude. Yeah. At least go rent a van. Go rent something and come. And come to one of the events. Like, come find us. We will show you the community.
Let us know.
Exactly. No, I think it's, again, we reference it all the time, is like, if you're curious, there's now so many opportunities in businesses that let you get the taste of it if you want it. You know, go rent a rig, find a van event. There's going to be one location that you're going to be able to get all those van events very, very soon. Coming soon.
That would be amazing.
Wow, that would be so helpful.
Just at my fingertips like that.
I love it.
I would love to have that information.
We're going to get that soon. But yes, go rent a rig, come to a van event, and just see what it's like. Like, you'll be amazed at, you know, what your experience will be and who you will meet and the friends that you will make. And you'll then want to build a van.
I know you guys probably follow some nomads on Instagram, so reach out to them.
Yeah.
They're probably pretty amazing.
That's another great piece of advice. And I always post people's Instagrams on this show for that reason, is if you're curious about van life or you're curious about nomadic travel, reach out to any one of us and we're going to answer questions. We're going to, you know, give you any type of information that you need or you're curious about. We're going to be able to help you, and we want to help you. So yeah, I think that's great as well. Like, you know, the Wander Box right here. We're going to put it right here. Reach out, ask questions. You know, it is something that, you know, we're all here for. We want people to come and enjoy this experience and live like we do. I mean,
it's within you. It's within all of us, and it always has been.
Yeah. I love that. I love that very much. Those are your 10 questions.
Wow, this was fun.
Super fun, right?
Oh, man, we hate being on camera. I love being behind the camera.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Trust
I think
me.
we're getting a little bit more used to it.
It is one of those things that has taken me a minute to figure out for myself. Like you said, like, I'm always the one taking the photo and not being in front of the camera. And, you know, 2023 is my goal to learn more video and do those things. And I love these conversations. One, just because I love getting to know other nomads, but then two, just, getting to hear and learn more about this community and everybody that's involved is so special. So thank you guys so much for doing this.
Thank you for having us. And
is-
you've inspired us and me. I mean, I think it's time for our own channel.
I love that and
Yeah.
appreciate that. It is time for your own channel.
We got a lot of footage.
You have a lot of footage that you're sitting on that the world needs to see. And yes, anything that I can do to, help you and be a part of it, I absolutely love that. So amazing. So please like and subscribe to the channel. And thank you guys so much for watching. And we will see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching. This has been really fun.
Are they shorts? Are they pants? I don't know.
They're all the above.
Yeah.
All right. I think it looks really fucking
She
good.
accidentally sent her pants through the shredding machine.
Oh, that's funny.
Wood chipper.
The wood chipper.
Insta 360 on a stick.
Yeah, they've got
So
that
this
thing's
screws
gotten
on?
better. It just
Oh, and then this is the
pulls out.
collapsible one.
Yeah.
The beating stick.
Yeah, the peeing stick.
So how do you feel?
You peed in the back of a squad car?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Wasn't, but
It wasn't.
I gave her a warning.
Officer, I'm about to pee.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm just giving you a heads up.
I don't want to drink.
Steve, are you going to work? Are you going to work? Oh,
You ready for your interview? You ready for your interview?
Life on a kayak?
life on a kayak. Funny.
You can do it.
Send them the tow rope.
Exactly.
Do you need a lifeline?
I need a lifeline for sure.
I need a lifeline. I got a lot of niche on.
Also,
Hey man, you want to do some
You wanna-
G309, bro?
symptoms of vertigo. Once inhaled.
Said their power went out.
What? From the wind?
I think so, or something. So I don't know.
It wasn't us. We didn't throw any parties.
Yeah.
I told
didn't-
him.
we didn't hook
I was
up
like,
lasers.
it didn't storm. I was like, it never got over
Yeah.
Buffalo Ridge, but
That's one thing we don't have to worry about is losing power. I
yeah,
guess.
It was pretty nice.
it is nice.
Hurts so much. I live in a box truck. My mama says it's a special box.
It is a pretty box. I love it. All right.
Yeah.
Now, the one and only thing that's always
Come on, battery.
Don't forget to subscribe to my OnlyFans.
we are recording.
Only boxes.
I fucking love it. Oh, that was so
Yay.
good.
I don't really have
Oh my god. Thank you so much. But
But that's still recording?
it's got a 2 terabyte card in it.
Wow.
$1,000 CFS Express card.
Wow. Yeah, they're
Stupid.
so expensive.
Like, how dumb is that little card?
don't lose it.
Don't lose it. Like,
Sheesh.
yeah. So, but it's been an hour and 25 minutes non-stop recording in 4K, in N-Log, in ProRes,
And it doesn't overheat.
and it doesn't overheat.
In the sun.
In the
That's
sun.
freaking impressive, mate.
Well, they took it to like the Sahara and did like 2 hours. So they claim it'll go for 2.5 hours in 8K without, and that's the record limit. So 2.5 hours and then it shuts
Whoa.
off. But 2.5 hours of 8K.
Damn.
Yeah. Stop and start again.
Yeah.
You know.
Step aside,
Exactly.
Cannon.
Well, kind of from that perspective. And it's one of those things where like, I now know I have this crazy machine and I have not been using it to its like full capacity.
Right.
And it's like, okay, I need to teach myself how to do more video and like get more involved in video. And